can look and say, well, if it's one of these symbols, it's going to be dotted or solid? This is a solid line. Okay, and if it's one of these, then, oops, I messed that one up. Okay, it's going to be a dotted line. Okay, so you'll pick something from that category. Okay, and then if it's like this or like this, we are going to shade above or below? Below. Okay, and if it's like this or like this, shade above. This should be on your paper, okay? I don't make you guys take notes like the other teachers, and they do like a day of notes, and then the next day they just give you the sheet. They don't do half the sheet, they just give you the sheet and say use your notes. That should be on your paper, okay? There is no other way for you guys to do it. I seen a couple of you guys, and you're like, didn't even have it shaded. There was somebody, I'm not gonna say their name, they know who they are. Okay, didn't have theirs shaded this morning, and I'm like, where in the hell is your notes? Okay, you need the notes. You cannot do it without the stuff, okay? It is as simple as matching it up and picking something from this category, and then matching it up and picking something from this category. That's it, okay? There's really not hardly any math involved, but you do need those notes, okay? There is no way to do it without it, okay? And if you're trying to memorize it, that's just weird of you. Use your brain power for something else. Okay, so we're going to start off with this very first one. If you are using a pen today, you need to not get a pencil. Okay, we're going to start off with this one. Okay, where do we start graphing that at? 2. So go to the 2 and make your dot. Okay, what is the slope? 5 over 2. So we're going to go up 5, which I can't, so I got to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And over 2 to the left, because I need a positive line. Okay, once you have your 2 dots is where we start picking. Okay, so we need to find this symbol in this category. So is it going to be a solid line or a dotted line? Dotted line. Okay, so it's going to be a dotted line. Okay, and then again, we're going to find this symbol, okay, in this category. Are we going to shade above or below? Below. Okay, now shade lightly today. Okay, because you have to shade twice. Okay, so for this first one, we're going to shade below. Okay, on this same graph, we need to graph the other line. Okay, so the other line, where does it start? At -2. Okay, what is its slope? 1, 2. Okay, so we can go up 1 or over 2. Okay, or I can go down 1 and over 2. Notice how these ones intersected right there at that point. Okay, there was already a point there. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, is this going to be a solid or a dotted line? It's going to be a solid line. Okay, and then are we going to shade above or below this line? Above. Okay, now, look at me. Don't look at your paper, because you're using gray on gray, whereas mine you can see there's purple and black clearly, right? Okay, so I'm going to shade above this line. Okay, some of you guys are shading, and you should be looking at me. Don't shade, because you don't know what you're doing. Look at me. Okay? See my section, I kind of split this up into 4. There's no shading right here, this little bitty section, yes? We'll call this 1. This one is just shaded what color? Black. Okay, all of this section is just shaded black, and I'm going to call it 2. All of this section is shaded what?
Black and purple.
Black and purple, okay? So we're going to call it 3. This section is shaded just what? Okay, so we're going to call it 4. The section that you have shaded twice is your solution section. So this is the section on your paper that should be nice and dark. Okay, you should have 4 sections on your paper. One not shaded, one shaded lightly, another one shaded lightly, and one shaded darkly. Okay, so yours is not going to be 2 different colors. You're going to have a lightly graded, a lightly gray, and a lightly gray, a dark gray, and a no gray. Okay, I should clearly be able to see what is your shaded double section. Okay, this is what your paper should look like. If it doesn't, it's not right. Okay, you guys can clearly see that she shaded quite a bit, right? And there's one darker. Okay, mine doesn't look the same. Now, if you would like colored pencils, to use one gray and one colored pencil, you are more than welcome to. There's some up there behind the tree. Okay, look at number 3. Where does line 1 start? -2. So go to the -2 and put your dot. What is the slope? A 1 over 1. Okay, so we can go up 1 over 1. All right, and I'm going to make a bunch just so I don't mess up the line. But okay, should this be dotted or solid? Should be a dotted line. Okay, and again, use your notes. Okay, we're looking for this symbol right here. Okay, are we going to shade above or below?
Above.
Below. Okay, so again, shade lightly. Everything here, okay, should be shaded. Okay, shade lightly, because we got to shade twice, so it's going to be eventually get darker. Okay, line 2 starts where? At +2. What is the slope? -3. Okay, so I can go up 3 and over 1. Okay, or I can go down 3 and over 1. And notice how I already have a point right there, and I made another point right there. Okay. On that line, is it going to be solid or dotted? Solid line. Okay, so again, now we have 4 pieces, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, on the black line, are we going to shade above or below? Okay, again, we're looking at this piece to match it up. Does that shade above or below? Below. Okay, so I'm going to shade everything below. Okay, which one is my solution area? Where should it be dark?
4.
On 4. Okay, this is going to be this solution area. Okay. Okay, and I should clearly be able to see by just a quick glance at your paper if it's shaded correctly. Okay, you should be able to clearly see that I have 2 light gray ones, a very, very dark one. Okay, color that sucker in, and then one that's not colored at all. Okay, number 5, line 1. Starts at 2. What is my slope? 5. So I can go up 5. No, I can't. So I'm going to go down 5 and over 1. Over 1 to the right because I need a negative line. Should this line be solid or dotted? Flip back and forth. Look at your notes. Should be a dotted line. Okay, are we gonna shade above or below? Above. Okay, so. Okay, line 2, where does it start? -2. What is its slope? -1. Okay, so I'm gonna go up 1 and over 1, or I can go down 1 and over 1. And notice how I have a dot here that is blue, goodness gracious, purple and black. Okay, is this line gonna be solid or dotted? A solid line. Okay, so again, I have 4 sections. 1, 2, a little bitty 1, 3, and 4. Okay, on the black line, am I going to shade above or below that one?
Below.
Above. Okay, so everything above. Okay, section 2, this giant section, is going to be that super dark one. Okay, and again, on yours, you should have a light gray, no shading, and then a super dark one, okay? In my case, I got a purple, black, a none, and a super dark one. Okay, 7. Where does line 1 start? -2. What is my slope? 5 over 2. So we're going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2. Okay, is that going to be solid or dotted? It's going to be a dotted line. Okay, am I going to shade above or below? Above. Okay, line 2 starts where? At 2. Okay, and what is my slope? 1 over 2. Okay, so I can go up 1 and over 2. And again, you should already have a dot there on your paper. Okay. Is this going to be a solid or dotted line? It's going to be a dotted line. Okay, am I going to shade above or below? Above. Okay, if I were to label these, okay, which section of yours should be super dark? Number 1. Okay, so this section right here. Okay, so go back and trace your lines and then fill it in. Okay, last one, number 9. Where does line 1 start? -1. What is its slope? 1 over 2. So we're going to rise 1 and run 2. Okay, should that be solid or dotted? Dotted line. Okay, am I going to shade above or below? Above. Okay, line 2, where does it start? -3. Okay, what is its slope? Up 1 over 2. Okay, and really, there would be a pink dot here if we went down 1/2. Okay, so they do intersect. Is that gonna be solid or dotted line? It's gonna be a solid line. Okay, am I gonna shade above or below? Below. Okay, where is it shaded twice? Oh, I guess I should. Okay, where is it shaded twice? Where should be your dark section? At 4. Okay, so right here. Should be this super dark section. Okay, you guys have 5 to do. Go through and get your 5 done. Tomorrow we're doing the same thing.